Let's talk about an MMORPG Roblox game that was essentially for its time really big, really hyped up. This game was so big to the point that it got attention from famous streamer and YouTuber YRG Gaming. At the time, this was going to be one of, if not the most highly anticipated games coming out on Roblox for the time. And the game we're about to delve into is Emblem Tales. What happened to it? What is Emblem Tales? When I first discovered Emblem Tales, it was the perfect timing because there was a huge drought on Roblox. What I like to call the drought of 2021 was in play. GPO was not updating, and it was a funny time because Deep Woken's release was actually right around the corner. There was nothing to play at the time, especially if you did not play Shindo Life 2. It was a bad time for most people in the Rogue community. However, Emblem Tales was starting to pick up some buzz and some traction, not only within its Discord server, but also in the YouTube community. There was a bunch of sneaks going around, and not too long after that, on September 25th, 2021, Emblem Tales dropped the trailer, the official trailer. And this trailer was cool. It showcased a lot of gameplay, a lot of the classes, and a lot of the different enemy types that players would be experiencing and fighting in game. And a week or two after the trailer dropped, YRG noticed the game because within the trailer, they shouted out YRG. YRG reacted to the gameplay trailer, and it looked like, from at least what he said, that he would be trying out the game whenever it released. YRG was looking forward to the release of Emblem Tales.
Damn, boy. I'm gonna play that shit too. I'm gonna play the fuck out that shit. Proud of you, nigga.
Nah, I need to know, what do you guys think of this situation? Because Rage could have played Emblem Tales if it had came out at the initial time. He would have been expecting it. But whenever Emblem Tales comes out, either this year or maybe sometime in the near future, who knows? He might not be expecting the game, he might have too much on his plate to have the time to try it out, or he might just not ever find out. Is Emblem Tales getting pushed back really bad for the game? Was this a really big missed opportunity? Or is this going to be better for the future, just so that if YRG does check out the game in the future, he'll be impressed by what he sees? However, one major issue before we continue, I do think he will not post the Emblem Tales content on his main channel. Now, if you watch YRG, you would know he changed his main channel to YRG, and he made a second channel specifically for YRG Gaming. And as you can see, even when he plays games that are popular, the views aren't as high as they used to be if he had uploaded those on his main channel. So even if YRG does play it, will it have the same effect that it would have had if he played it and posted the video on it on his main channel? This might actually be a really big missed opportunity in terms of publicity for Emblem Tales. And if YRG picked up the game and actually played it on stream, that might have opened up a door of opportunity for other streamers and content creators to get into the game and try it out. However, as we do know, when big and popular streamers try out games on the Rogue community, they drop it after about 10 to 20 minutes. If they even get that long into the game, they end up dropping it. However, there were two major delays that came with Emblem Tales. In December of 2021, they announced that the game would be pushed back to the 18th of February after promising a December 2021 release. And then shortly after that, it got delayed again. However, they ended up saying instead of the game releasing, they're going to allow testers to get in the game and test it. They wanted to give testers a test weekend. Testers for ET ended up getting into the game in around the 27th of February for the open test or for the closed test weekend. There were a bunch of classes available for all the different testers to try out, and even with that, they showed different races. Race passes were not implemented into the game. They just wanted to showcase what races would be in the game, and there were classes that every tester could choose from. The races that everyone could choose from included Human, Elven, Norian, Xenix, Elvan, Akuma, Sylphlin, Sylph, Dragonborn, and Exturian. I know I didn't pronounce any of those right. However, I do not care. And some of the classes people could choose from was Warrior, Scholar, Apoculite, Knight, Rogue, Lancer, Brawler, and Ranger. Each of these classes had their own playstyles and abilities, and they were actually quite fun to use. Every class performed and played differently, and the game modes that the testers could choose from was Team Deathmatch and some sort of capture this flag mode, which everybody hated because people were just camping and it was annoying. During testing, players were given level 10 automatically and given a set amount of skill moves they could use, so we could go straight into the PvP game modes and test how combat was within the game. Testing was meant to last a weekend, however it only lasted 1 day. Now there are many reasons why this may have occurred, however some people think it's because of the backlash the game got. There was a lot of footage going around of testers within the base plate of the game, which would be considered the central hub before you go into the PvP game modes. And from the outside looking in, it looked like everybody was just testing a base plate. However, it was just a central hub people could play around in before getting into the actual gameplay of the PvP test. There was clips going around on Twitter calling Emblem Tales a myth and showcasing it to just be a quote-unquote base plate playground. A lot of people were making fun of the combat within the base plate, saying look at this unpolished and unfinished game, etc etc. There was a lot of controversy going around, but you can see on many various YouTube clips that there is actually a functioning game. However, we're not here to get into that. After all of this started circulating, especially on Twitter, the day after testing started, it also closed down. And then a couple days later, there was a statement put out about Emblem Tales really just going into hiatus and working behind the scenes and not wanting to showcase too much to the public. And there was no further release date given with that statement. Now, from what I do know, Emblem Tales is going under a massive revamp. You might be asking how I know this, because I be in Shift's neck all the time. I be on his neck, like, where's Emblem Tales? Where's Emblem Tales? Where's Emblem Tales? But from what I've been told, Emblem Tales is getting a massive revamp. They've changed almost every single thing that we've seen before. Everything's getting revamped, which is why the game has taken so long, because I'm assuming revamping the game takes very long to do, because you have to literally change everything. There's going to be a complete overhaul, and I honestly think this is a good thing, because personally, Emblem Tales may have not been terrible before, but it definitely wasn't the best, and it probably wouldn't have survived too long. So whatever comes out with Emblem Tales in the future, it's definitely going to be better than what we had before. And sometimes it's really good for games to go in hiatus and be worked on. Sometimes delays are actually a good thing, because as you know, perfection takes time. There are a lot of games that we have on the platform now that if they didn't get delayed, it would have been some hot trash and no one would have been playing it now. For example, Shindo Live and even Grand Peace Online looked terrible at a certain point, but they pushed back the release to work on the game and polish it, and those games are actually quite popular now. By today's standards, if the Emblem Tales we saw before came out, it would have 100% died. Considering everybody's standards and expectations are very high up and the community is very frustrated, especially with the amount of new games that come out that are just actually quite terrible. Sometimes it's good for things to take longer so they could be worked on and polished. With that being said, Emblem Tales is still in development, it is still being worked on, and hopefully we see it sometime this year. Shift is adamant on not showing any sneaks. I mean, there's not even a glimpse of a sneak that has been showcased at any point. However, I will be looking forward to the release of this game, or at least sharing with you guys some updated news on this game, because Emblem Tales is on my radar. With that being said, that's about it. What do you guys think of Emblem Tales? What do you guys think about the revamp? And will you be playing Emblem Tales on release? I'll see you guys later. Peace.